Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. Before we dive into the earthy details of this Virgo full moon eclipse, I want to give a huge shout out to the ever-inspiring Nadiya Shah. Thank you, Nadiya, for graciously hosting me here on your channel yet again. Your kindness and generosity never fail to amaze, and I'm thrilled to share more cosmic insights with your wonderful audience. I also want to invite everyone tuning in to connect with me in all the ways you love best, because let's face it, half the fun of astrology is talking about it nonstop. If you're new here, please consider checking out the links to my channel and social media in the description below. You can help me out by just subscribing to my channel, hitting the thumbs up, or leaving a comment below in this video so that I know how these lunar energies are resonating with you. You can find me on social media with the handle Astrology by Ryan on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Substack, TikTok, where I post about the moon's travels, craft of moon. And of course, if you'd like something more personal, I offer one-on-one readings to dive into your unique birth chart. Details about that are on my website. I'm truly grateful for your support, whether you subscribe, follow me on Instagram, or book a reading. Every gesture helps me keep sharing my craft of moon passion with all of you. On top of that, I'm excited to announce I have several books in the works, and you can find information about these on my site when they become available. In the meantime, to get updates about progress, you can get on my mailing list to be notified. And one of the projects that I'm working on is the archetypes of astrology. And in this project, I explore each sign of the zodiac with 1 to 3 real-world archetypal examples across 101 different subjects, giving you over 200 vivid illustrations of each sign and how they manifest in this world and in our lives. It's designed to help students and astrologers alike deepen their understanding of archetypes and confidently weave them into their work. So head over to my site and check out the description below for a link to get on my list to receive updates. So thank you for being here. Let's get ready to explore this March 2025 Virgo full moon eclipse and see what luminous gifts and surprising twists of fate await. Grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's journey into the heart of our lunar cycle together. This lunar eclipse, occurring on the night of March 13th, 2025, or at least here in Berkeley, where I'm located, Berkeley, California. So Pacific time are the times that I'm using throughout this presentation. So on March 13th, 2025, the eclipse reaches totality at around 11:54 p.m., landing in the 24th degree of Virgo. It carries significant implications for both society and the individual. The weight of this event lies in its duality. The forces of dissolution represented by the South Node in Virgo are juxtaposed with the structural pressures symbolized by the Sun and Saturn at the North Node in Pisces. Balancing these themes in this delineation this month, I have to admit, has been a little bit challenging because of the broader global context and how it often feels heavier than the experiences of our individual lives and the experiences that many of us face daily. Astronomically, a full moon marks a time of culmination and reflection. With the moon in Virgo, an earth sign, this eclipse grounds awareness in tangible realities: work, effort, and well-being. Earth's steady nature urges practical reassessment, revealing where stability is lacking and where adjustments are needed. You may feel the weight of responsibilities, or become more attuned to physical and material concerns, prompting a focus on what truly sustains and supports your growth. The global stage is marked by tension between monolithic structures and grassroots movements. Those are key words this cycle. Global monolithic structures and grassroots movements. For example, in countries like, say, Vietnam and others across Asia, they're wrestling with government reforms that disrupt established systems, revealing the friction between institutional authority and the everyday realities of citizens. We can see this everywhere, in the Americas, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. However, while these global shifts offer a larger backdrop, the personal experience of this eclipse invites us to consider our own struggles. It's essential to recognize how collective challenges can reverberate through our own lives, even if we feel just a part of a larger machine. The moon's position in Virgo can encourage a more analytical lens towards these issues. Instead of becoming overwhelmed by external chaos, focusing on practical solutions and outcomes may provide clarity. While the bigger picture often feels tumultuous and overwhelming, this eclipse offers a moment to hone in on personal work, commitment, and how individuals, each person, can respond constructively to the challenges presented by this cosmic event. And they are challenges. We are facing those challenges every day. Engaging critically with our immediate circumstances can create a pathway for navigating these times with resilience and awareness. At this full moon and lunar eclipse in Virgo, the grounding influence of Earth energy shapes our experience. This is especially relevant during an eclipse when energies intensify, making the weight of responsibilities and the need for recalibration more pronounced. The opposition between the moon and the sun highlights this tension. While the sun may illuminate our broader aspirations and desires, the moon reminds us of the realities tied to our bodies, our labor, our health. With the moon residing in Virgo at this time, we might feel an intense focus on the details, those elements we often overlook. The eclipse is urging us to recognize the impact of our daily habits and commitments. You may find yourself re-evaluating work, dialoguing with your health, or reflecting on how external pressures weigh on you. It's also significant to note the moon's south node involvement. This placement suggests an opportunity for releasing burdens, perhaps letting go of tasks or responsibilities that no longer serve you. In the context of global tensions, as we observe institutions faltering under the weight of their complexities and boundaries and borders shifting like the Piscean tides in response to the North Node, the emotional echoes can resonate in individual circumstances, families, and communities. During this period, Mars's reception with the moon, Mercury's reception with the sun, and the moon's reception with Mercury add more nuanced layers to consider. Mars's energy can be fierce, indicating potential conflicts or injuries. However, there's the chance for constructive action if directed properly. Meanwhile, Mercury ruling Virgo brings clarity and communication into play. Finding a personal path through this lunar eclipse means acknowledging not only the global narrative, but also how it translates to your daily life. Engage with these themes, unearthing insights that resonate on both individual and collective levels. The interplay between challenging realities and practical solutions is where you can find strength and clarity during this transformative time. The timeline of the lunar eclipse begins on March 13th, 2025, and concludes in the early hours of March 14th, again, all Pacific time. This eclipse will offer viewers a unique experience beginning with the penumbral phase at around 9 p.m. Pacific time, where the moon will subtly dim, marking the onset of this event. As the eclipse progresses, it will enter the partial phase at 10:09 p.m., 9 minutes past 10, during which a noticeable shadow will creep across the lunar surface, hinting at the deeper shifts yet to come. The total eclipse will reach its peak again just before midnight at around 11:55, 11:54, 11:56, and continue in totality until 12:31. The reason why there's some variation in the minutes is because of the north-south latitude, wherever you might be in the Pacific coast. Or if you're around the world elsewhere, just look up on time and date and find out how to map your time zone. This is a moment when the moon will take on a striking coppery red hue, the blood moon, symbolizing transformation and completion. The totality will conclude and then continue in partial eclipse until 1:47 a.m., extending a poignant invitation for introspective reflection as the moon gradually returns to its typical phase. From a personal standpoint, these phases can symbolize various stages in your own challenges. The initial dimming could echo the subtle struggles you've been facing, perhaps in health or work, that necessitate recognition. As the eclipse moves towards totality, you may feel the intensification of these issues, urging you to confront what demands your attention or release burdens that no longer serve your well-being. Globally, the eclipse's visibility across North and South America will serve as a visible reminder of shared experiences and upheavals. While institutions grapple with ongoing changes, this highlights our individual responsiveness to these shifts. These celestial events often align with moments when the collective unease filters into our personal lives, reminding us of the interconnectedness we share across societal boundaries. Taking time to observe and reflect can empower you as you navigate the challenges posed by the eclipse's dynamics. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, your journey through this eclipse can offer opportunities to assess and adjust your commitments, ensuring your energies are aligned with what truly matters amidst the surrounding chaos. With the lunar eclipse in Virgo, the tension between earth and water on an elemental level is undeniable. The moon in Virgo demands clarity, refinement, and practical solutions, pulling focus toward the tangible and measurable. Opposing this, the sun in Pisces, joined by Saturn, emphasizes limits within the limitless. Pisces urges surrender, but Saturn imposes structure, making this eclipse a reckoning between idealism and reality. Where have we drifted too far into dreams without form? Where have we overburdened ourselves with structure that stifles flow? The moon in Virgo seeks order, but Saturn in Pisces reminds us that not everything can be controlled. This moment calls for balance, learning when to hold steady and when to let go, honoring both the discipline of earth and the fluid wisdom of water. Tapping into the energies of Virgo, you might feel compelled to examine the details of your daily life. Global institutions of health, are shifting. Personal access to care can be blocked by unseen walls. This contrast can lead to insights about what is and what isn't serving you. An emphasis on critical observation is essential. Virgo values precision, urging you to engage with your circumstances analytically rather than emotionally. The influence of the South Node magnifies this process. It urges a release of what no longer works, especially as institutions worldwide face their own breakdowns. Such complexities can echo personal experiences, where aspects of your routine may need reevaluation in light of changing circumstances. It's about finding clarity amidst disruption. Mars and Mercury play significant roles during this phase. Mars in Cancer, the sign of the moon, can inject intensity into conflicts or inspire assertiveness in overcoming obstacles. Meanwhile, Mercury's rulership over Virgo, both by domicile and exaltation, fosters clear communication. This can create a space for expressing needs while also managing emotional undercurrents. By acknowledging both the global context and personal implications, you can navigate the eclipse's energies effectively. Embrace the chance to align with your realities, focusing on constructive outcomes while remaining aware of both the challenges and opportunities this lunar eclipse presents. Landing in Virgo, the eclipse highlights the fluid intelligence of feminine mutability, where adaptability meets discernment. Virgo's lunar influence sharpens awareness of what needs refining, grounding, shifting circumstances through careful attention and measured response. It's a sign of methodical change, adjusting, improving, and finding clarity in motion. Opposing this, the Sun in Pisces, joined by Saturn, moves with a different kind of mutability. One that dissolves boundaries and embraces the unseen. Pisces shifts through intuition, feeling its way through uncertainty, while Saturn imposes structure on the formless. This eclipse reveals the tension between careful refinement and deep surrender. Between fixing and flowing, it asks us to navigate shifting tides with both discernment and faith, recognizing that transformation often comes not from control, but from the wisdom of knowing when to adapt and when to release. Considering the moon's relationship with other planetary players adds further depth to this eclipse. Mercury's involvement specifically as it rules Virgo highlights the importance of communication and clarity. This energy encourages you to articulate your needs and concerns, allowing space for honest dialogue. On the flip side, Mars introduces a sense of urgency or even conflict, pointing to potential frustrations in your environment or health matters. While the moon is in Virgo, the South Node amplifies the flyover of energies associated with the need to release past burdens. Letting go of outdated routines or responsibilities becomes vital as we navigate these influences. The global context offers parallels as institutions face breakdown and complexity. Many of us may also experience personal upheaval in our daily lives. So engaging with this lunar eclipse means recognizing the need for clarity amidst confusion and using the insights gained to shape your path forward. In this full moon eclipse, the interplay of planetary dynamics shapes its unfolding. The Sun-Moon opposition highlights a fundamental tension between the Sun's radiant aspirations which drift within Pisces' boundless realm of dreams and intuition, and the moon's call for tangible, methodical engagement within life's details. While the sun dissolves into the vast unknown, the moon demands practical attention to what is immediate and pressing. The influence of Mars intensifies this moment, introducing a sense of urgency and potential friction. Mars stirs restlessness in personal matters, possibly surfacing frustrations that have long simmered beneath the surface. The eclipse may provoke discomfort, but its energy also compels decisive action, offering a chance to confront what can no longer be ignored. Mercury, as Virgo's ruler, plays a critical role, emphasizing the power of communication in navigating these shifting energies. This moment calls for precision, whether in setting boundaries, addressing concerns, or clarifying personal needs. The ability to articulate thoughts with honesty and practicality becomes essential for finding stability amidst mutable currents. Jupiter's presence brings a counterbalance, offering a broader perspective to temper the more acute pressures at play. It encourages growth and optimism, reminding us that even in uncertainty, wisdom can be gained by reassessing old patterns and embracing new ways of thinking. While this eclipse may expose tensions between order and surrender, it also presents opportunities for realignment, inviting us to integrate Virgo's careful discernment with Pisces' trust in the unseen. Ultimately, the aspects surrounding this lunar eclipse paint a picture of a moment where the balance of personal and collective realities collides. The stirring energies, while sometimes uncomfortable, can propel you towards self-reflection and reassessment of your commitments and priorities. By harnessing the insights from this eclipse, you can navigate these themes with a nuanced approach, recognizing that both your emotional landscape and the world around you are in a state of flux. Embrace this opportunity to recalibrate and align your intentions with the realities of your day-to-day experience. As we engage with the lunar eclipse in Virgo, it's important to reflect on the major themes shaping this celestial occurrence. Eclipses serve as signals for major shifts, and this particular event illustrates a strong confrontation between monolithic institutions and, again, grassroots movements. The lingering effects of the South Node in Virgo emphasize the need to dissolve intricate systems that no longer serve us, both personally and collectively. This clash becomes apparent in light of growing tensions around the world, where large structures like governments and corporations struggle to maintain their relevance. In regions, in Asia, for instance, regulatory changes create rifts between structured power and the organic flow of grassroots realities. Again, we see that in Vietnam and other Southeast Asian countries happening right now, and across the world. We see it everywhere. Here in the Americas, in Europe. These dynamics offer a snapshot of the collective unease, highlighting the manner in which larger forces impact our daily lives. For individuals, this eclipse offers an opportunity to assess how such global shifts resonate on a personal level. The interplay between ambition and obligation can feel amplified during this time. And as the emotional nuances of the eclipse surface, it's crucial to foster a dialogue with yourself about what feels essential versus what burdens you. Consider engaging with practical steps you can take toward self-care, particularly as feelings around labor and health may emerge strongly. Navigating these insights does not occur in isolation, but against a backdrop of global events. While the eclipse invites an inward focus, it also connects to broader themes of societal transformation. Remember, in grappling with these shifting tides, you are not alone. These events impact us collectively, reflecting the interconnectedness of our experiences. Embracing the duality of this eclipse, both as a moment of personal reckoning and as part of a larger narrative, can provide clarity as you move forward in the days to come. The lunar eclipse acts as a catalyst for examining how personal and collective experiences intertwine. Virgo versus Pisces, particularly in the tension between structured systems, again Virgo, and grassroots movements. Virgo, a mutable earth sign, urges diligence and refinement, highlighting the push and pull between precision and adaptability. This eclipse invites us to reassess how our personal efforts interact with shifting external landscapes, encouraging both discernment and flexibility. While global events can feel distant, their impact trickles into daily life. And as institutions attempt to navigate instability, individuals may feel similar pressures, grappling with bureaucratic expectations or systemic inefficiencies. Consider how reform efforts, like those mentioned in Asia, North America, and around the world, reflect a broader struggle between regulation and the organic flow of everyday existence. The friction between large-scale ambitions and personal realities often manifests in routines, responsibilities, and well-being, areas Virgo naturally seeks to refine. With the moon in Virgo, discomfort disrupts routine, demanding recalibration. This eclipse encourages an honest assessment of what structures in your life support growth and which ones hinder it. Are responsibilities becoming burdens rather than sustaining forces? Where can adjustments bring greater alignment with your needs? Acknowledging this duality allows for a more grounded approach to change. Rather than feeling powerless in the face of shifting systems, this is a moment to reclaim agency. By engaging with the energy of the eclipse, you can shift from passive endurance to active participation, aligning personal growth with the broader currents of transformation. Embracing this process fosters resilience, strengthening your role within the evolving narrative of your life and the world at large. As we move through the eclipse, the link between personal and collective experiences becomes undeniable. While this eclipse stirs deep emotions, it also highlights the weight of broader societal challenges. The tension between personal struggles and global upheaval can feel overwhelming. That's Pisces, making it difficult to articulate where one ends and the other begins. Yet Virgo's clarity urges us to examine how external shifts influence our daily lives without losing sight of our individual narratives. Institutional pressures may feel heavy, stirring questions about agency and obligation. This eclipse reminds us that personal efforts matter. With the moon in Virgo, attention turns to the labor we carry, both the tangible work of daily life and the unseen effort of maintaining stability in uncertain times. The call for reassessment echoes not just in personal routines, but also in collective movements for change. Just as systems worldwide undergo transformation, we too are invited to restructure outdated habits and commitments. Your experience is part of a greater whole. This moment asks you to reflect on your role, seek support, and engage in meaningful dialogue. Balancing inner growth with external awareness fosters resilience, helping you navigate both personal and collective transitions. As we emerge from the intensity of the lunar eclipse in Virgo, its effects will continue to unfold in the coming weeks. Unresolved issues may surface, demanding attention, as this eclipse acts as a catalyst for long-simmering emotions and long overdue realizations. This period is one of reassessment. Virgo's analytical nature encourages us to refine our routines, release unnecessary burdens, and cultivate greater efficiency in our daily lives. The need for clarity extends beyond personal tasks. Health and well-being may also come into focus, prompting adjustments to self-care practices and long-term habits. And these self-care practices and long-term habits for us individually impact the greater collective whole. Beyond the personal realm, this eclipse underscores our connection to larger systems. As global institutions shift, meaning they dissolve, they also need to be reborn. You may feel called to rethink your role within them. Changes unfolding on a collective level can feel overwhelming, but Virgo reminds us that individual actions, however small, ripple outward, strengthening your connection to your community and engaging in thoughtful, practical solutions can be powerful ways to navigate this transition. Productive dialogue also plays a key role, expressing concerns, seeking support, and articulating what truly matters can bring clarity and reinforce a sense of agency. This eclipse highlights the tension between the structures we rely on and the personal struggles we navigate within them. Virgo's gifts are refinement, distinguishing what serves from what hinders, allowing us to move forward with greater intention. What aspects of your life require reassessment? Where can you release what no longer supports your growth? This is a time for thoughtful adjustments, ensuring that your commitments align with your authentic self. I would love to hear how you are experiencing this eclipse. What insights have surfaced for you? Please share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to Nadiya's channel, subscribe to my channel for more discussions on astrology and the cosmic forces shaping our lives. Together we can navigate these transformative times with clarity and purpose. Stay tuned. Now I'm going to be offering a delineation for each of the rising signs. And so take a look for those. There's links directly to your rising sign in the description and the comments below. So go ahead, click into your horoscope, check out your rising sign. If you don't know your rising sign, you can check out your sun sign, maybe even your moon sign, or synthesize all three together. But these are based on the rising sign of the horoscope. So please stay tuned for those, and we'll see you in a minute. For Aries rising, the moon in Virgo falls in the 6th house, and the ruler of the ascendant is Mars. This full moon shines a light on your daily routines, health, and work-life balance. As an Aries rising, you usually crave action and adventure, but this lunation in Virgo asks you to pause and evaluate the details. It's a time to refine your habits and ensure they align with your bigger ambitions. With Mars in your 4th house, home matters may influence your health and work dynamics more than you think. The Virgo full moon brings clarity to a chance for a reset in your daily life, where there may be a culmination of efforts in your work or health that prompts you to reassess commitments that drain you. The moon's opposition to the sun in Pisces emphasizes a tug of war between practicality and dreams. It is a reminder that while you're driven to pursue your goals, you also need to tend to the everyday realities that keep you grounded. Mercury and Venus in your first house amplify your communicative skills and charm, but be mindful of coming off too strong. You'll want to articulate your needs without overwhelming others. Jupiter in your third house can spark enlightening conversations that expand your perspectives and might even lead to travel or learning opportunities. Meanwhile, Mars in your fourth house suggests there could be some tension or conflict within your home environment, needing your attention. Additionally, Pluto in your 11th house may challenge your social dynamics of who lifts you up and who weighs you down. The clustered Sun, Saturn, and Neptune in your 12th house points to deep emotional processing, urging you to confront hidden fears while seeking clarity in your inner world. Here are 3 reflections and 3 questions for you. Your reflections are: practical adjustments can fuel my ambitions. The daily actions reflect my true priorities. Every habit I release opens space for growth. And your questions: what daily habits are holding me back? How do my routines support my long-term vision? In what areas do I need to set clearer boundaries for my well-being? This full moon teaches the value of structure over chaos. It encourages you to let go of unhelpful routines and embrace a more streamlined approach to life. As you navigate changes, remember to stay adaptable while recognizing that clarity and health come from mindful choices. Trust that aligning with this lunar energy can lead you to a more fulfilling path. For Taurus rising, Moon in Virgo is in the 5th house. The ruler is Venus. This Virgo full moon shines brightly in your 5th house of creativity, romance, and self-expression. It's an invitation for you to evaluate how you engage with joy and pleasure in your life. As a Taurus rising, you appreciate stability and comfort. But under this full moon, the focus is on refining what brings you genuine happiness. It's time to embrace your inner artist, whether through creative projects, playful activities, or deepening connections with loved ones. The moon's influence promotes clarity and culmination in your creative endeavors. You may find yourself wrapping up projects or reevaluating how you express your individuality. The opposition to the sun in Pisces highlights a tension between your desire for fun and the broader emotional currents affecting your social circles and aspirations. This dynamic may surface in relationships or communities you feel part of, but also challenge your personal joy. Mercury and Venus in your 12th house suggest deep conversations around personal values and beliefs. This whispering energy calls for introspection and can enhance romantic connections as you process feelings more quietly. Jupiter in your 2nd house may bring opportunities for financial growth, leading you to consider how your financial choices align with your passions. Mars in your 3rd house ignites your immediate environment, asking you to assert your thoughts and ideas while navigating any conflict that may arise in communications. Meanwhile, Pluto in the 10th house signals a transformative period in your career, potentially increasing power dynamics that require you to stand firm. Reflecting on your experiences during this full moon is essential. Embrace the idea that joyful pursuits may need tweaking, and minor adjustments in your daily routine can elevate your overall happiness. Here are your reflections and questions. I express my creativity clearly and confidently. Joy is essential. I prioritize what truly fulfills me. And change can enhance my path to happiness. Your 3 questions. What creative projects ignite my passion? How do my social connections support or hinder my joy? What habits can I release to embrace more happiness in my life? Under this lunar energy, balancing self-expression and broader societal needs is key. Remember, this is a time to align your inner world with your outer reality. Taurus rising, embrace the refinement and adjustments ahead. You're shaping a path to a more joyful life. Let this full moon guide you to prioritize what makes your heart dance. Gemini rising. The moon is in Virgo in the 4th house, and the ruler of the ascendant is Mercury. This full moon in Virgo highlights your home and family life, bringing clarity to what feels nurturing and what may require change. As a Gemini rising, you're comfortable with information flow, but this lunation asks you to cultivate a deeper connection with your emotional landscape. Focus on your foundation, your living situation, family dynamics, and personal roots could all come under scrutiny, guiding you to refine or release what no longer serves your well-being. This full moon serves as a turning point. It reveals where emotional routines might need adjustment, especially as it opposes the sun in your 10th house of career. You might find a disconnect between home life and work demands. Are you prioritizing your ambitions at the expense of personal peace? Reflecting on this tension is vital, as new insights can illuminate your path forward. Mercury and Venus are in your 11th house, enhancing your ability to communicate and connect with your network. However, you may feel tempted to overcommit socially while neglecting personal needs. Jupiter in your 1st house is boosting your confidence and eagerness to embrace opportunities, but Mars in your 2nd house asks you to consider your resources more carefully, poking at possible tensions around finances and self-worth. Meanwhile, Pluto in your 9th house hints at a deeper transformation in your beliefs and perspectives, particularly around education or travel. Here are your 3 reflections and 3 questions. My emotional well-being is as crucial to my ambitions. Nurturing my home can fuel my professional pursuits. Releasing outdated habits opens space for growth. And your 3 questions: are my home and work lives aligned with my current needs? What emotional patterns need reevaluation for my peace? How can I create a harmonious balance between my personal and professional lives? This full moon suggests major shifts in how you relate to your foundational aspects of life. It's a time to embrace transformation, allowing your home environment to reflect your authentic self. Gemini rising, lean into the lessons of the moon. Self-care and clarity can lead to greater harmony. Align with this energy, letting the Virgo influence guide you as you cultivate stability amidst change. Cancer rising. The moon in Virgo is in your 3rd house, and the ruler of the ascendant is the moon. This full moon in Virgo activates your 3rd house of communication, learning, and community connections, urging you to clarify thoughts and refine how you express them. As Cancer rising, your emotional intelligence is your strength, but this lunation encourages you to balance your innate intuition with practical clarity. You may find yourself wanting to articulate feelings or insights that have been bubbling beneath the surface. The full moon in Virgo brings a wave of clarity, revealing areas in communication, local interactions, or learning that needs adjustment. With the sun in Pisces shining on your 9th house, there's a natural tension between practical details and expansive ideals. You might feel caught between day-to-day tasks and grand aspirations. This is a time to reassess how your routines support your broader goals. Reflect on whether your daily conversations and commitments align with your long-term vision. Mercury and Venus are both in your 10th house, enhancing your public presence and professional relationships. You may be able to communicate your ideas more effectively, but ensure your approach remains grounded. Jupiter in your 12th house offers wise insights and opportunities for spiritual growth, beckoning you to explore hidden aspects of your psyche. Mars in your 1st house reignites your drive for self-assertion and action, pushing you to advocate for your truth with confidence. With Pluto in your 8th house, there may be intense transformations in shared resources or deep connections that influence your sense of security. The presence of Saturn, Neptune, and the Sun in your 9th house suggests the importance of bringing structure to your dreams and navigating illusions with care. 3 reflections. My words hold the power to shape connections. My vision needs clarity to manifest in the world. Daily reflections foster growth toward greater ambitions. And your 3 questions. How can I ensure my communication reflects my true self? What insights can I gain from refining my daily interactions? How do my routines support my long-term goals? As this full moon urges you to evaluate your communication and daily connections, Cancer rising, remember the key is about balance. Embrace the detailed analytical energy of Virgo while integrating your emotional depth. Align your actions with your vision and strive for clarity in expressing your thoughts. This is your moment to bridge the gap between your inner world and the outer one. Allow the lunar energy to guide you toward profound growth. Leo rising. The moon in Virgo is in your 2nd house, and the ruler of your ascendant is the sun. This full moon in Virgo shines a light on your 2nd house of finances, values, and self-worth, challenging you to analyze what truly sustains both you materially and emotionally. As a Leo rising, your vibrant energy often draws attention, but this lunation encourages a moment of introspection. It invites you to pay attention to your resources, asking whether your spending habits align with your values. With the moon opposing the sun in your 8th house of transformation, this is a time to consider how shared resources and deeper connections can shape your sense of stability. The full moon brings clarity to financial matters and self-esteem issues, highlighting what you've built and what may need adjustment. While the opposition from the sun emphasizes themes of intimacy and shared resources, the Virgo moon encourages a practical approach to reassessing your wants and needs. What truly feeds your spirit? Mercury and Venus in your 9th house inspire expansive communication and relationships that broaden your horizons, but ensure that these interactions are also sustaining your core values. Jupiter in your 11th house supports networking and collaborative opportunities, encouraging you to align your aspirations with practical steps. Meanwhile, Mars in your 12th house hints at possible hidden conflicts of frustrations bubbling beneath the surface. Using this moonlight to confront and process these feelings will help illuminate your path. With Virgo in your 7th house, you may experience intense transformations in your partnerships that require careful handling. Your 3 reflections. I deserve to have my values honored in my finances. Alignment with my core beliefs provides true security. Balancing generosity and self-care is my priority. And your questions. How can I better align my resources with what fulfills me? Am I holding on to financial or emotional baggage that needs release? What small changes can I make to enhance my sense of security? This full moon beckons you to refine how you interact with your material world and relationships. The dynamic between Virgo's detail-oriented nature and your artistic Leo energy invites growth through practical reassessments. Remember the intensity of Pluto in your 7th house as you navigate partnerships. Transformations are part of the process. Ultimately, the key lesson from this full moon is about harmonizing your self-worth with your financial practices and relationships. Use this time to align your resources with your true self and take steps toward a more balanced approach in your material life. Embrace the nurturing energy of Virgo to create routines that authentically support your vibrant Leo spirit. For Virgo rising, the moon is in Virgo in the 1st house, and the ruler of the ascendant is Mercury. This vibrant full moon in Virgo shines its light on your personal identity and whole self. As a Virgo rising, your focus turns inward, inviting you to assess how your daily habits and routines contribute to your overall health and well-being. With the moon illuminating your 1st house, you are called to embody self-reflection and transformation, refining your approach to life while considering your aspirations. This lunation serves up clarity, marking a time of culmination in personal matters. The moon opposing the sun in Pisces brings tension between practical reality and dreamlike ideals. You may find aspects of your daily life clashing with your grander visions. With both the South Node and moon together, it's a time to release old habits that no longer resonate with your goals. Reflect on how your routines support or hinder your growth, especially in the context of your relationships, highlighted by the sun in your 7th house. With Mercury and Venus nestled in your 8th house, communication and intimacy take center stage. This position sparks deeper conversations around shared resources while encouraging you to articulate your needs. Jupiter in the 10th house brings professional opportunities, expanding your public image. Align these ambitions with new insights gained during this full moon. Mars in your 11th house intensifies your drive for social connections, pushing you to assert your ambitions with your network. Pluto's influence on your 6th house signals ongoing transformation in work-related areas. You might feel pressure to redefine your approach to health and service. And the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune in your 7th house remind you to consider boundaries and commitments. This is a time to adapt your dreams to fit reality, striving for balance as you navigate not just personal changes, but also partnerships. Your 3 reflections and 3 questions for this lunation are: my daily routines reflect who I am becoming. Transformations in my health and habits open new doors. Balance is found when I integrate dreams with actions. And your 3 questions: what habits can I release to make space for growth? How do my aspirations align with my current responsibilities? In what ways can I assert my identity while nurturing my relationships? As this full moon illuminates your life, it's an invitation to create a more harmonious blend between your personal needs and the obligations of the world around you. Your lesson: during this lunar phase is about self-care and disciplined growth. Align with the energy of Virgo to enhance your wellness, ensuring your actions lead toward your larger goals. Embrace this opportunity for clarity and transformation. For Libra rising, the Virgo moon lands in your 12th house, and the ruler of your ascendant is Venus. This full moon in Virgo highlights your 12th house of the subconscious, dreams, and hidden matters. It invites you to explore your inner world and confront areas where you may be holding on to outdated beliefs or habits. As a Libra rising, balance is vital for you. This lunation nudges you to check in with your emotional health, urging a deep dive into what lies beneath the surface of your busy life. The full moon brings clarity, culminating cycles related to healing and introspection. With the moon opposing the sun in your 6th house of work and health, there's a tension between daily responsibilities and the need for self-reflection. You might discover that your routines or commitments are weighing you down, prompting a necessary release of what no longer serves your well-being. Communication and relationships shine with Mercury and Venus in your 7th house. You're likely to feel more sociable, and articulate, but balance your desires with the need for personal reflection. Jupiter in your 9th house expands your horizons, sparking a thirst for knowledge and exploration. Meanwhile, Mars in your 10th house pushes career ambitions, possibly leading to conflict, if not managed well. Pluto in your 5th house could evoke intense transformations in your creative pursuits and romantic interests, adding depth to how you approach self-expression. The presence of Sun, Saturn, and Neptune in your 6th house calls for a disciplined set of actions while confronting illusions about your daily routines. Your 3 reflections and questions for this cycle: I release what hinders my inner peace. My emotional health influences my outer harmony. Intentional reflection fosters growth and balance. And your questions: what outdated beliefs am I ready to let go of? How do my daily habits support my emotional well-being? And in what ways can I balance my career goals with self-care? In this lunar cycle, embrace the clarity offered by this full moon in Virgo to act upon your insights. Focus on integrating this information into daily routines, ensuring they support your deeper self. With the cosmic energies guiding you, Libra rising, take this chance to harmonize your inner and outer worlds. Align with your heart's wisdom, and the rest will follow. Scorpio rising. The Virgo moon is in the 11th house, and the ruler of your ascendant by traditional rulership is Mars. This full moon in Virgo shines a light on your social networks, friendships, and aspirations. It invites you to examine how your connections influence your goals and well-being. As a Scorpio rising, you often dive deep emotionally, but this full moon encourages you to take a step back and assess your social circle. With Mars in your 9th house, this could spark a desire for adventure that might disrupt current dynamics. This lunation acts as a catalyst for clarity and reevaluation. You may find yourself reflecting on which friendships uplift you and which ones feel draining. With the moon opposing the sun in Pisces, themes of detail versus idealism come into play. you might confront the reality of your social commitments versus your dreams. The energy emphasizes a need for practical adjustments in how you engage with others. Mercury and Venus in your 6th house enhance communication in your work and health routines. But be cautious of miscommunications that may arise when discussing your needs. Jupiter in your 8th house points to potential deep transformations regarding shared resources or intimacy, possibly creating tensions with friends who don't understand your journey. Pluto in your 4th house signifies a significant shift in your emotional foundation, possibly stemming from your social experiences. This full moon urges reflection. Are your friendships reflective of your true aspirations? Are you balancing personal dreams with community needs? As you explore these themes, consider how your daily routines support your social engagements. Here are your 3 reflections and your 3 questions to meditate on in this cycle. My connections either empower or drain me. Balanced relationships support my greater goals. I attract relationships that mirror my intentions. And your 3 questions. Do my friendships align with my deeper values? What social habits do I need to let go of? How can I support my well-being through my social interactions? In closing, this full moon reminds you to seek balance between your inner desires and outer connections. Honor your needs while remaining open to adjustments. Embrace this time to navigate your social landscape with intention and clarity. The lunar energy supports your evolution. Harness it wisely and watch your connections flourish. Sagittarius rising. The Virgo moon lands in your 10th house, and the ruler of the ascendant is Jupiter. This Virgo full moon shines a light on your career, public image, and ambitions, inviting you to refine how you present yourself to the world. As a Sagittarius rising, you may feel restless and eager for growth, but this lunation asks you to focus on the details of your professional life while pursuing your ideals. Consider how your day-to-day actions align with your long-term goals, especially with Mars in your 8th house, intensifying matters of transformation and shared resources. The full moon brings clarity around your career trajectory, encouraging you to assess your current path of identity and adjustments needed to ensure you're moving toward your aspirations. Its opposition to the sun in your 4th house illuminates the tension between your professional ambitions and your home life. It's a timely reminder to find balance between nurturing your personal needs and pursuing external goals. With Mercury and Venus in your 5th house, there's an abundance of creative energy surrounding communication and relationships. This is a perfect time for expressing your ideas and enjoying social interactions, but be mindful not to let artistic pursuits distract you from responsibilities. Jupiter in your 7th house offers opportunities for partnership and collaboration, helping you connect with people who can support your ambitions. Pluto in your 3rd house suggests a transformative period regarding communication and local interactions, prompting you to express your ideas with clarity and convictions. Your 3 reflections and questions. My career path should align with my authentic self. I create balance by nurturing both my dreams and my responsibilities. Details matter when aiming for my larger vision. How do my professional ambitions serve my personal identity? What changes can help me integrate my home and career better? What strategies can elevate my creative projects while honoring my obligations? As the full moon highlights your public persona, remember to assess the structures you've built in your life. Saturn and Neptune in your fourth house push you to reevaluate your foundations and address insecurities, making it necessary to ground your ambitions in reality. Adaptability is crucial as you embrace change and focus on what truly nourishes you. The key lesson for Sagittarius rising during this full moon is the importance of harmonizing your professional goals with your personal needs. Stay grounded and use this energy to refine your approach, ensuring that you honor both realms. Trust in your ability to adapt to change, as it will lead you toward greater fulfillment and growth. Embrace this lunar energy as an opportunity for alignment and clarity in your journey. For Capricorn rising, the moon is in the ninth house. The ruler of the ascendant is Saturn. And this full moon in Virgo shines a light on your ninth house, which deals with higher learning, travel, and philosophical beliefs. It's a time for aligning your daily practices with your broader aspirations. With your Capricorn resilience, you can effectively sift through what truly expands your horizons, seeking balance between practical duties and idealistic dreams. The full moon brings clarity and a potential culmination in areas related to education, belief systems, and journeys. As the moon opposes the sun in your third house, you may experience a tension between what you know and what you're eager to learn. This is your chance to evaluate if your current path serves your deeper understanding or if it's time to embrace new perspectives. The energy of this lunation interacts with your Capricorn nature, demanding an honest look at how well your daily habits support your long-term goals. Mercury and Venus in your fourth house influence your family and home life, enhancing communication in relationships, yet calling for balance. With Mars in your seventh house, expect potential conflicts or actions regarding partnerships that could spotlight relationship dynamics. Jupiter in your sixth house emphasizes growth opportunities linked to your work and health routines, prompting a reassessment of what truly nourishes you. The presence of Pluto in your second house signifies a transforming relationship with resources, pushing you to evaluate how your values align with financial practices. This full moon is an invitation to reflect. Are your beliefs and routines feeding your growth, or are they holding you back? With the moon conjoining the south node, there's insight here about reshaping or releasing beliefs that no longer serve you. Your 3 reflections. My daily routines align with my long-term vision. Healthy boundaries support personal growth. Learning is a lifelong adventure. I embrace change. And your questions. What beliefs do I need to reevaluate or release? How can my daily actions better reflect my aspirations? In what ways can I blend practicality with my dreams? This full moon encourages you to refine your journey while honoring your ambitions. Allow yourself the freedom to adapt and grow, trusting that every adjustment leads you closer to alignment with your true purpose. Embrace this lunar energy. It's a nudge towards clarity and purposeful action. Aquarius rising. The moon in Virgo is in your 8th house. The ruler is Saturn traditionally. This full moon in Virgo shines a light on the deep and transformative areas of your life, urging you to confront themes of intimacy, shared resources, and emotional healing. With your Aquarius rising spirit, you typically embrace innovation and freedom, but this lunation invites you to get real about the deeper connections that intertwine your personal growth with others. The full moon brings clarity to your hidden fears and assets, marking a culmination in partnerships or shared financial matters. As the moon opposes the sun in Pisces, you may find yourself navigating the emotional depths while feeling the push of practicality against your visionary ideals. This contrast can stir a desire for balance between freeing yourself and addressing joint responsibilities. Mercury and Venus in your 3rd house spark lively communication and creativity that can enhance your relationships. But they're also a reminder to express thoughts clearly, especially regarding emotional or financial concerns. Mars in your 6th house emphasizes taking action toward health and service, urging you to consider how your daily habits affect your connections. Meanwhile, Jupiter in your 5th house encourages joyful exploration and creativity, making this a great time to pursue passions with partners who inspire you. However, influence from Saturn and Neptune in your 2nd highlights the need for careful management of resources and self-worth, reminding you to intertwine dreams with practical steps. Here are your 3 reflections for this lunation. I harness my power when I embrace true intimacy. My emotional health is linked to how I share my resources. Transformation comes from examining the deeper connections in my life. And your 3 questions. What vulnerabilities can I address to deepen my relationships? How can I better align my resources with my values and passions? What old patterns in intimacy am I ready to release for healthier connections? As an Aquarius rising, take this full moon as a chance to dive into the depths of your connections and assess their impact on your life. It's time for you to embrace change and adapt your strategies to make way for deeper intimacy and shared purpose. Align with this lunar energy and let go of what no longer serves your growth. For Pisces rising, the moon in Virgo is in the 7th house, and the ruler is Jupiter. This Virgo full moon lights up your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, urging you to find clarity and balance in how you connect with others. As a Pisces rising, your natural tendency leads towards empathy. But this full moon invites you to set firm boundaries and assess your collaborations. The dynamic interplay between Virgo's practicality and Pisces' dreaminess may reveal where adjustments are necessary in your personal and professional interactions. The full moon brings a culmination or clarity to your partnerships, encouraging a reevaluation of commitments that may have become unbalanced. With the moon opposing the sun in your 1st house, expect feelings about your identity and your relationships to come to the forefront. This could lead to profound realizations about how you present yourself to the world versus how you connect with others. It's a time for useful reflection as you navigate the needs of both yourself and those close to you. With Mercury and Venus also in your 2nd house, financial discussions may take center stage within relationships. How you communicate your values might spark deeper conversations about shared resources. Jupiter in your 4th house of home suggests emotional expansion in your immediate surroundings, possibly leading to deeper connections with family. Meanwhile, Mars in your 5th house could ignite passion and ambition in romantic pursuits, adding intensity to your relationships. Pluto in the 12th house highlights the need for deep transformation in the ways you relate emotionally. It may be a time to release old patterns. Reflecting on your experiences during this full moon can be powerful. Are your relationships enhancing or draining your energy? Consider the interplay of your dreams with the practicalities of life. Structures, roles that need to be overhauled in your partnerships to foster growth and well-being. Your reflections and questions for this lunation cycle. Love flourishes when partnerships feel balanced and supportive. Boundaries create space for healthy emotional connections. Clarity in communication is key to mutual understanding. And your questions. Are your relationships aligned with your values and true self? What boundaries need strengthening to protect your energy? How can you release old patterns to embrace healthier dynamics? This full moon is a call to reassess how you manage connections. Remember, creating a harmonious balance between the practical and the ideal is essential. Stay adaptable as insights emerge. Embrace the opportunity to transform your connections into ones that genuinely uplift you. This full moon in Virgo on March 13th, 2025 brings a moment of deep refinement, urging us to step back and assess the structures of our daily lives. It's a time to cut through distractions, to get clear on what's working and what isn't, and to commit to the small practical adjustments that will lead to long-term stability. Virgo's discerning eye sees the details others overlook. So trust what this lunation reveals, especially if it nudges you to let go of outdated patterns or streamline your approach to work, health, or personal growth. Yet, with this being a total lunar eclipse, the energies extend beyond the everyday. Eclipses act as cosmic accelerators, exposing what's hidden and propelling us into necessary shifts. Even if we don't feel ready, the tension between Virgo's practicality and Pisces' fluidity may stir up emotions, making us question whether we should take control or surrender to the unknown. The answer lies somewhere in between. Align with what is tangible and true, but remain open to the mysteries that unfold in our own time. This lunation also asks us to consider the bigger picture. The world is changing. Institutions are shifting, and collectively we're being pushed to rethink what stability really means. Virgo reminds us that we have agency, that our individual choices matter. Whether that means refining your habits, setting clearer boundaries, or advocating for changes in your immediate environment, small, intentional actions can have ripple effects far beyond what we imagine. As we move through this eclipse portal, be gentle with yourself. Not everything requires immediate answers. The real work of Virgo isn't just in doing, it's in knowing what not to do. Give yourself permission to release what no longer fits and trust that clarity will come with time. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share this space with you all here on Nadiya Shah's channel. Again, a heartfelt thank you to Nadiya for hosting this session and creating a platform where we can explore these cosmic shifts together. If this full moon speaks to you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're experiencing this moment. And if you'd like to dive deeper, check out my website, subscribe to my channel. You can book a reading one-on-one with me. I have upcoming books, and you can see that on my website. More astrological insights. Wishing you a meaningful, illuminating full moon in Virgo. May this lunation guide you toward greater clarity, balance, and alignment with the life you're building. Take care. And until next time, keep your eye on the sky and make a wish upon a star.